What's up, KFG gang? It's your boy B-Boy John 25, and tonight I'm going to do my WWE Smackdown review and highlights you guys new. Hit that like button and hit that red button at the same time. Let's get started. Smackdown was just a boring show. It was just a boring show. Tonight's WWE Smackdown on Fox opens with their usual intro video, which is I don't care about that. We're live on the tape from the empty WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, as Michael Cole welcomes us. He hypes tonight's match, the Usos versus the New Day, to determine their WrestleMania opponent for SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Miz and John Morrison, WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, Asuka versus Alexa Bliss, Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse, and more. We also look at Roman Reigns versus Triple H, WrestleMania 32, in the altercation of Reigns versus WWE Universal Champion Bill Goldberg. Alright. We go right to the ring, and out comes Sasha Banks with SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. Sasha Banks look good. That's the only thing I care about. That's the only thing I care about SmackDown. Sasha Banks looks very good, and I know Desmond, DJ Storms, and TM agrees with me in the comment section. Michael Cole hypes Bayley WrestleMania 36 Fatal 5-Way Elimination match with Sasha Banks, Naomi, Tamina Snuka, and Lacey Evans. See, I have a problem on this one. What did Tamina Snuka do to earn the Fatal 5-Way SmackDown Women's title? Nothing. It should have been Carmella instead of Tamina Snuka. But what did Lacey Evans do to deserve to be in the Fatal 5-Way elimination match with Naomi, Sasha Banks, and Bayley? Nothing. But anyway, let me continue. It should have been Carmella instead, that's like I said earlier. But Sasha Banks and Bayley hit the ring with mics and talk about WrestleMania 36. They talked about how special the event is, but say this year's WrestleMania is a nightmare for them. Bayley goes on about Paige trying to put them against each other. Bayley says there is no separating them. They are like peanut butter and jelly, right? Sasha doesn't look like she's about to agree with Bayley. Before she can speak, the music hits and out comes Lacey Evans. Evans takes shots at Sasha Banks and Bayley. Bayley calls her a loser, and Banks says she has a bratty little daughter. Evans goes on about how she will take care of both Sasha Banks and Bayley at WrestleMania, taking the title from the music interrupts, and out comes Naomi. Naomi runs down Sasha Banks and Bayley and says their glow will shine bright at WrestleMania. Bayley says this isn't going to be one of those nights where everyone comes out and interrupts. The music hits and out comes Tamina. Tamina enters the ring and stares everyone down. She says actions speak louder than words, which is true, by the way. Snuka drops Naomi with a headbutt, and then Evans with a super kick. Banks and Bayley goes after Naomi in the corner, but runs into Tamina Snuka instead. Sasha Banks and Bayley exit the ring and back up the ramp after Bayley grabs her title. Tamina looks on from the ring, and Evans and Naomi recovers on the mat. Still to come, Drew Gulak versus Shinsuke Nakamura with WrestleMania 36 implications. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we see recent happenings with Daniel Bryan, Drew Gulak, Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Drew Gulak versus Shinsuke Nakamura. We go back to the ring, and out comes Drew Gulak with Daniel Bryan as Greg Hamilton does the introductions. Shinsuke Nakamura is out next with Cesaro and the WWE Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. If Drew Gulak wins this match, Bryan gets the WrestleMania 36 title shot from Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn joins the commentary. But what did Daniel Bryan do to deserve to face Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title? Nothing. It just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, let me continue. Shinsuke Nakamura takes control early on and beats Gulak down. Nakamura drives knees and keeps control. Gulak eventually explodes out of the corner and unloads on Nakamura. Gulak takes Nakamura against the ropes and beats him down as the referee warns him. Cesaro pulls Nakamura to safety on the outside. The referee talks to Gulak and warns him in the ring. Gulak ends up on the outside as Nakamura delivers a big kick against the announcer table while Sami yells at him. Bryan walks over as Sami yells at him. Nakamura brings Gulak back into the ring, but Gulak goes for the leg and turns it around. Gulak works on the leg some more while Nakamura is tied up in the ropes. Gulak unloads on Nakamura in the corner while Cesaro talks trash from the floor. Gulak misses a running kick in the corner. Nakamura with a flying knee from the second row for a 2 count. Bryan tries to rally for Gulak at ringside. Nakamura has Gulak grounded now. Nakamura drives a knee and keeps control. They get back up and trade strikes, but Nakamura watches Gulak and slams him face first onto the mat. Nakamura calls for the King shouts out, but Bryan provides an assist, pushing Gulak out of the way. This allows Gulak to get the pin for the win. The winner of the match, Drew Gulak. After the match, Drew Gulak and Bryan celebrates as Bryan is going to WrestleMania to face Sami Zayn for the title. Sami throws a fit and yells out as we go to replay. Bryan and Gulak continue taunting Sami and his crew from the ramp. Still to come, Asuka versus Bliss plus the Firefly Funhouse back to commercial. But my opinion is this: what did Daniel Bryan do to deserve to go to WrestleMania to battle Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title? It should have been Drew Gulak versus Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn in the triple threat match if I would have booked that match. But anyway, still to come. Asuka versus Bliss plus the Firefly Funhouse back to commercial. Back from the break, and Michael Cole confirms Bryan versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 36. Cole shows us what happened between Dolph Ziggler and Otis last week. Otis snapped after Ziggler displayed photos of he and Mandy Rose on the big screen. We see Ziggler backstage talking on his phone to Mandy Rose when the internal glitch once again flashes across the screen. Otis and Tucker run up official stop them from attacking Ziggler. Ziggler taunts Otis as official holds him back. Otis and Ziggler agreed on a WrestleMania 36 match, and Ziggler says Benny will be in his corner. Now that match I'm looking forward to, Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. That's the only match I'm looking forward to. But anyway, let me continue. We go back to the ring, and Elias is up on the perch with his guitar. He thanks everyone for allowing him into their home. He brings up how WrestleMania host Rob Gronkowski thought it would be a good for Elias to face King Baron Corbin at the big event before he gets there. Elias wants Corbin to hear his latest song. Elias starts performing the song about WrestleMania and Corbin. Elias thanks the Capital City crowd here at the Performance Center and goes to rap, but Baron Corbin attacks him and destroys him. Elias is hanging onto the railing of the perch as Corbin taunts him and works him over. Elias tries to climb back up, but Corbin uses his sculptor to knock Elias down to the floor below. Elias falls from high up and is laid out. Officials rush over and calls for help to come assist Elias back to commercial. Back from the break, we see what just happened to Elias. Cole plays up to seriousness of situations and calls it a horrific attack. Michael Cole says Elias is being transferred to a local medical facility, and we will try to learn how this impacts the King Corbin versus Elias match at WrestleMania 36. Asuka versus Alexa Bliss. This match was garbage. We go back to the ring, and out comes the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion, Asuka. No sign of Kairi Sane. Alexa Bliss is out with Nikki Cross. Michael Cole is joined at the announcer table by Nikki Cross. The bell rings, and Asuka has words for Bliss. Bliss tells her to bring it. Bliss ducks and taunts Asuka. They have more words before going at it. Bliss unloads with forearms. They run the ropes, and Bliss nails a dropkick for a 2 count. Bliss keeps Asuka grounded with a headlock now. She gets free and drops Bliss with a shoulder. Asuka mocks Nikki Cross from the ring. Nikki Cross tries to rally the empty crowd as Asuka keeps Alexa Bliss down. Bliss comes back and sends Asuka out to the floor. Bliss mocks Asuka from the ring. Asuka comes back to the apron and they have words. Bliss sends Asuka back down to the floor. Bliss follows, but Asuka kicks her, then launches her into the steel ring steps. Asuka stands tall on the floor and taunts Nikki Cross as we go go back to commercial. Back from the break, and Asuka has Bliss grounded in the middle of the ring. Asuka mocks her with a kick and strikes again the ropes. Asuka mocks Nikki Cross again. Asuka ends up missing a hip attack as Bliss kicks her in the back and she goes down. Asuka turns it around and they tangle on the apron. Bliss counters and slams Asuka face first into the apron by her arm. Bliss brings it back into the ring for a close 2 count. Bliss continues to focus on the arm. Bliss with a big kick. Asuka charges but misses as Bliss moves. Asuka hits the turnbuckles hard. Bliss with a clothesline in right hand. Bliss goes on but misses a moonsault as Asuka moves rolling to the floor. Bliss chases Asuka back to the apron, dropping her face first on the apron. Bliss keeps control and brings Asuka back in for a 2 count. Another Nikki Cross is extra annoying on the commentator tonight. Asuka goes for the Asuka lock, but Bliss rams her back into the corner. Bliss rolls Asuka out of the corner and nails a big DDT in the middle of the ring for the pin to win. The winner of the match, Alexa Bliss. This match was garbage. After the match, Nikki Cross hits the ring to celebrate with Alexa Bliss as the music hits. We go to replay Nikki Cross and Bliss hug in the ring as Asuka Cross on the outside. The Usos are backstage getting hyped up for tonight's match with the New Day. Also, still to come and look back at Roman Reigns versus Triple H WrestleMania 32. Back to commercial. WrestleMania 32 is one of the worst main events show I ever seen on television in my life. Back from the break, we get hyped for WrestleMania 36 and how night 1 is just 8 days away. Cole talks about former NFL tight end Rob Gronkowski serving as the host. Michael Cole shows us a replay from Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania 32 2016. We take a commercial break and come back with the match. We take another commercial break. We come back and get one more break before seeing Roman Reigns' big win that night. Cole comes back as he and is Triple H, who is in the back. He asks for a prediction on Reigns versus the WWE Champion Bill Goldberg at WrestleMania 36. Triple H talks about how both men bring major intensity in the ring, but different kinds. Triple H says Roman Reigns' intensity increases as the match goes on. If the match goes quick, he believes Goldberg will win. But if it goes long and Reigns can't withstand until onslaught of Goldberg, then Reigns will build until Goldberg runs out of gas. The big dog wins the title. Cole hypes Roman Reigns versus Goldberg at WrestleMania 36. There has been no mention of Reigns not wrestling at WrestleMania 36. We go backstage to the New Day. They get hyped up for tonight's big match with the Usos. Still to come, Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and Dolph Ziggler is with Sonya Deville in the back. He talking about what Heavy Machinery did earlier. Mandy Rose walks up and greets them. Sonya Deville leaves to handle some business. Mandy Rose asks Ziggler why he's doing all this to Otis. Ziggler downplays it and says he deserves it. Mandy Rose asks if he's really had to rub photos in. Mandy Rose says she's all for their match at WrestleMania 36, but she refused to let them fight over her like some prize. Ziggler looks ahead to all this being over, then walks off with his arms around Mandy Rose. We go to the Firefly Funhouse. Bray Wyatt welcomes us. He's super excited to see us. We see headliner Wyatt tells it to shut up because it had its chance but failed against John Cena. Wyatt says he won't fail. The Fiend, Abby the Witch speaks Wyatt if he now has the secret recipe to defeat John Cena or something. Wyatt pulls out a blender and various ingredients including the hot sauce, disappointment, rage, and resettlement. Rambling Rabbit appears with a carrot that will help him see Cena. Wyatt grabs Rabbit and says this is what he was missing. Some irrelevant opinions and add Rabbit to the blender as the Rabbit pleads and screams. Wyatt laughs as he blends the smoothie up. Wyatt does some more comedy and says he created the perfect smoothie for him to defeat John Cena at WrestleMania 36. Wyatt says Cena deserves a WrestleMania 36 match. That's not ordinary, especially since he is anything but ordinary. The Fiend wants Cena to step into their world. Wyatt says the Fiend is now challenging Cena to a Firefly Funhouse match. Wyatt drinks the smoothie and says there is just one nasty side effect, and he gets serious and stares at the camera as the Fiend flashes across the screen. The segment ends. The New Day versus the Usos. We've seen this match before, but it was just a decent match. It was just decent. Decent main event. We go to the rings tonight, main event, and out comes the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Miz and John Morrison, which are the worst SmackDown Tag Team Champions in WWE. They join Michael Cole for commentary. The New Day and the Usos will do battle here to determine who challenged for the titles at WrestleMania 36. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and they announced for next week it's a face-off between Roman Reigns and Bill Goldberg plus John Cena in response to the Firefly Funhouse Challenge from Bray Wyatt. We go to the ring, and out first comes Kofi Kingston and Big E of the New Day. Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso are out next. Jimmy starts off with Kofi takes control early on. They run the ropes and Jimmy catches Kofi in the midair. Kofi counters and they tangle into and out of the corner. Kofi drop kicks Jimmy but is blocked. Jimmy launches Kofi into the corner, but he lands on the turnbuckle and nails a springboard drop kick. The Usos end up on the floor to regroup. Miz and Morrison taunts them from the announcer table. Usos comes back in and Big E is the legal man. They lock up and Big E overpowers, launching Uso across the ring. More back and forth between the two teams now. Kofi goes at it with Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso tag in for the big double team, dropping Kofi across the top rope for a big 2 count. Big E comes in and unloads on Uso with a belly-to-belly suplexes. Big E goes for a pin, but stops and drags Uso to the apron and pound on him with forearms from the floor. Big E goes on to the apron and delivers a big splash to the Usos on the edge of the apron. Back to commercial. Back from the break, and Jay hits a big Samoan drop on Big E for a close 2 count. Usos with the big Rikishi splash on the corner. Jimmy tags back in and charges, but Big E catches him with a big U-range out of the corner. Kofi tries to rally the empty arena for Big E. Kofi and Jay tag in at the same time. Kofi unloads and nails a dropkick. Kofi with more offensive and a boom jump in the middle of the ring. Usos dug Trouble in Paradise and Ross Kofi. More back and forth now. Usos block a shot in the midair and slam Kofi into a half crab in the middle of the ring. Kofi fights out of the crab and manages to drop Uso with the SOS in the middle of the ring. Uso kick out at 2. Kofi slides out of a hold. Uso runs into an elbow in the corner. Big E tags in for the big double team, but Kofi has to land on his feet. Usos run and sends Kofi into the ring post. Then super kick Big E twice for a close 2 count. The Usos argue with the referee. The Usos double team Big E with chops in the corner now. They take Big E to the top for a double superplex, but he knocks them to the mat. Uso with a big kick sending Big E from the top to the floor. Kofi gets brought into the ring and then tosses back out, but he hangs on. Kofi counters and sends the Usos to the floor. Kofi runs the ropes and leaps out, taking down the Usos on the floor again. Miz and Morrison are standing on the announcer table now, taunting their other teams. Kofi knocks Morrison down. Uso slides over to the top and takes them down. Big E runs the ropes and hits a spear to knock Uso to the floor. Everyone is down now. Big E brings Uso back in, but Miz and Morrison attack Big E to force the disqualification. The winner by disqualification, the New Day. After the bell, Morrison and Miz brings them both teams back into the ring and beats them up. The referee calls for them to break it up. Michael Cole stands up and has breaking news from the WWE officials. He announced Miz and Morrison versus the New Day versus the Usos in a triple threat ladder match for WrestleMania 36. The New Day ends up taking out Miz and Morrison as the Usos look on from the floor, nodding in approval. The Uso music hits as they back up. The ramp Smackdown goes off the air. The night match I'm looking forward to: the Miz, the Usos versus the New Day versus Miz and Morrison. You know what I'm saying, at WrestleMania 36. But anyway, the rest of SmackDown was just got awful and boring at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I know DJ Storms, Deadsman, and TM161 disagree with me down below in the comment section. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my WWE SmackDown review and highlights, please drop a like on this video. Share the video. Comment down below what you guys think of SmackDown, because SmackDown was just a boring and got awful show. And my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok will be down below in the description. You guys have a great weekend. Shout out to everybody. I'm so close to 3K. This your boy B-Boy John 25. You guys have a great weekend, and I'm out of here.